Lippity cloppity cloop, your health is now poop. Well, that's what I'm saying for the bat chat. That's probably the cringest opening I've had in a while, but it doesn't take away from the fact this tier 10 French Light is absolutely insane. Wargaming has giga buffed the vehicle in the latest update of 10.3. First of all, the vehicle got 350 damage per shot from its original 310. That means the Batchat now deals 1,050 damage in a simple clip. That is insane. I should also mention that the DPM basically stayed the same on the vehicle, so you didn't really lose anything. The dispersion also stayed the same, the aiming time and intra-clip also stayed the same. So they basically just gave it a flat buff with no downsides. But it gets even crazier. Wargaming also gigabuffed the view range. The Batchat now has 330 meters of base view range. That is already more than the Sheridan features with like everything kitted out. Then you can run vents on this tank to get it to 337. Like, what? What was Wargaming thinking? The Batchat is, simply put, one of, if not the best tier 10 in the game after the changes. I mean, it's a little insane. Now, we are on Port Bay, which is by far one of the worst maps in the game. I hate Port Bay for a lot of reasons. First of all, because heavy side is A, and nobody really wants to go to A side, but if you're on EU, everybody wants to go to A side. The other problem with Port Bay is that you have to cross the C position to do your job in a medium. But if the enemy mediums do their job, like the M60 and 121B, then I might be absolutely forked. So, for now, we're going to chill in this position. We got the enemy M60 crossing. Unfortunately, our first shot did not pen him. But hey, we got a second shell out and a third. That is busted. I mean, we just took 724 hit points off of that M60 before the player even had a chance to recoup. Now, I do see a 121B yellowing. I also see a 57 heavy. We're going to run from the 121B and cut right around here for now. I'm not sure if the M60 is going to shoot me. What a cringer. Well, our team is basically useless, let's be real. I mean, what the heck is our team doing here? So, I'm going to drive right here. We're going to get one shell into the enemy 121B. Looks like the player is not going to do... Oh, maybe he will back up. I'll just wait. I mean... I don't really lose anything from waiting. Well, apparently I'm going to bounce the hull of a T-57 Heavy, even though Wargaming nerfed the hull. Doesn't matter how much Wargaming nerfs the T-57 Heavy, the tank will always be busted, because the armor doesn't deserve to be that troll. Like, it just doesn't. Now, this game looks like a disaster. I'm going to be real. This is looking like a massive loss, but I'm going to try my best. The Conf Panzer does not have the shot on me right now. We're just going to get one in. We're going to squeeze around him, two, and let's see if we can get the third out. Nice. I mean, we did get hit, but I don't know what else to say. I mean, this team is a disaster. Nothing is going on well right now. Medium side is just two tanks camping in spawn, and heavy side is also pretty bad. I'm actually lucky I even got away with what I did, to be completely real. Maybe we can chill up here, get a bit of damage out, but with our team not spotting anybody, that doesn't seem to be really possible. Our Yag Tiger is being rushed. Maybe I can get a shell into the 121B. Let's back up a little bit. Okay, thank you, Wargaming. Let's try a second shot. There you go. There's one pen and two pens. All right, well, we brought the 121B down to a one shot, which is obviously pretty important. The Batchat got hit pretty hard. But they still have a M60 and 57 heavy, which I can't do anything about. Bonk. Of course. Of course. Well, we do get one pen into the 57 heavy turret. And two pens in. Okay. Not too bad. I mean, we've done our job this game. At the end of the day, this is not the Batchat's fault that we're going to lose this battle. This is because, A, as I listed before, Port Bay is literally like the worst map in the game. But the second reason is also pretty simple. It's because our team was really tragic. So, yeah, very unfortunate circumstance that we had unfold in front of us here. Got the enemy Batchat off to the side, who I'm not going to be able to hit as of yet. Alright, I'm just going to pretend like I'm going this way, and then we're going to cut low. Let's hopefully get away from whatever might be chasing us. See if we can get a clip into the enemy boss, Chatillon. There he is. Come on. Come towards me. Of course. Well, doesn't really matter what I do at this point. Let's just try and get a shell into the bat chat. There you go. Nice 328. We've dealt 4,000 damage at this point, which is a lot, to be fair. But obviously it doesn't really matter when this is the result of our game. We also got the M60 pushing us. Kind of hoping that we can just push the M60 and maybe get one pen in. Nope. Unfortunately, our shell bounces, but let's be real. It didn't matter. It was a 5 versus 1, and there was no way we were ever going to win that. We lost medium flank, we lost heavy flank, and I lost my brain cells. So, 4,000 damage. And let's take a look at this team. Yeah, when you have platooning Progettos do a combined of 1,000, it's very clearly going to be a loss. But, as I said, the bat chat is fantastic. I mean, the gun itself did a very good job this game. We were able to get some nasty clips out. We took, as I said, 700 off of that M60 in the beginning. And the sad part is that was the only health that guy lost throughout the entire game. So here we are, battle number 2. This time, we have a bat chat, WZ-132-1, Centurion 7-1 up against us for mobility. We have a stock T-92E1 and a stock Centurion 7-1. So, oh my god, I'm having really, really, really bad luck right now. So, yeah, this is a disaster, but I'm going to try my best because that's all I really can do. Once again, I just want to point out that there's so many people that try to complain in my comments section that I get goated teams and the enemy teams are really bad. And then I get games like this that they just, for some reason, forget to mention, you know, in those videos. You know, it's crazy. Crazy how that works, isn't it? I don't really care. It's their problem. People want to blame bad luck or something like that on anything else but skill sometimes. It's just going to be a them problem. So we got the enemy Centurion, who we get one pen into. I don't really want to trade with Ascent, though. I mean, I'm a light tank, and I don't have a lot of health. So, this is not a great game so far. Our 92E1's actually AFK. But, hey, at least the Centurion just got absolutely clobbered. This is why you don't just poke a 183. Alright, 183 turned his turret. There's 1, 2, and 3. There you go. That's, oh my rat. What is this, bro? What have I stumbled into? Why would you do that? You bled 1,200 health for that, man. Oh, the stupidity. He actually killed himself to do that. Wow. That is very impressive. Alright, well, there's no way I'm poking that Yag again. I am not. I just can't believe we lost half of our health. Alright, well. We won! Woo! Wow! Now we're talking. Yeah! I have nothing else to say. This game is an absolute disgrace. Here's what my big brain plan is going to be. I'm going to YOLO the WZ. He's going to track me. I'm not going to care. I'm going to get a second shell in. And I'm going to get a third shell in. And now we're going to hopefully go ring around the rosy with his tank. Yes, and bait him into the 183. Beautiful. Alright, well, kind of hoping we can get a little bit of damage into the IS-8. Let's drive up here and bonk. No, shell went low. Unfortunate. Well, we can hit him with an HE, and the shell went high. And we can shoot another HE, and the shell went high. 0.283 dispersion with refined gun, and that's what my shells do. But we won, and that's really all that matters, I guess. There's not much else to say about that game. We did okay. 2,700 damage. But holy bad. That enemy team was tragic. Like, why would you do that? YOLO's out into the open to clip me. Dies instantly. Jagdpanzer dies instantly. I'm going to do one more game. I normally don't do a triple helping of gameplay, but neither of these games have been normal. Oh well. Here we go. Third game. Now, to be fair, the reason these games are so tragic is because the update just came out. Like, it is currently 12 o'clock. Yeah, it's 12:30 at the time of recording, which is like prime time for all of the players to just spam as many games as they can. A lot of people come into the game because they see, ooh, my favorite tank got buffed, and then they just die. Like, that's a perfect representation of a lot of these players. So if the teams seem even more stupid than normal, that is why. Now this game we are going to go to town because our whole team is going to town, so I'm going to very, very quickly push over here. I don't know how that super conk beat me into the front line. Like, that's actually somewhat confusing to me. Okay, well, we've spotted their whole team at this point. Yeah, I'm not poking. I'm not poking that. This is not happening. Let's see. We got the Yag in the back, and... Nope. Nope, that's not happening. Their whole team's here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try a little bit of a sussler maneuver. My team's all in my way. Hopefully we don't bleed health to get out of here, but there you go. Okay. We see every single tank at this point spotted, which means I'm going to try and leave, and I'm going to try and flank onto the bridge. The Bat Chat obviously is incredibly mobile, as it is a light tank. And being in a light, you want to use that mobility it does have. So that's exactly what we're going to do. See if we can possibly get behind this E3. This guy looks completely separated from the rest of his team. So if we can get behind him, could be pretty nasty. Let's try and do that. Alright, let's go for one shell into his tank, and one HE into his tank, and let's go for another tracking shell into his vehicle. Now, for some reason, our Type 71 has YOLO'd this guy. So, essentially what our Type has done is he's killed himself for literally no reason. Great job. Wow. Wow. Especially when I could kill this guy. So we're down 3 tanks. 4, actually. Our 60 TP is dead as well. Well, look at that, guys. In the time that it took me to kill a single tank, our team has died fully. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Alright. Well, let's see if we can get a clip out. At least if I'm going to lose, I might as well get a bit of damage. There's 1 into that enemy mouse. 2 into the enemy mouse. And 3 into the enemy mouse. Alright. It is now me versus 6. It's literally just verbatim the other game that we just played. That's incredible. I don't know how a team can actually do that bad. Like, that's a whole new level of bad right there. Oh my god. Alright, well, let's see if we can spot anybody crossing down the mid route. There you go, we spotted the mouse. Let's aim in a shell. There you go, nice shot. Let's put on our reload so we can get a full clip loaded. They're probably going to try and step base B. That would be what I would predict. Let's see, anybody over here? Interesting. Not seeing a whole lot of anything as of right now. I'm going to cut back to where I was. That's possible these players are really bad and think that I'm like... Yeah, they are. Okay, well, at this point it really doesn't matter. Let's just try and get a clip into the enemy super conk. There's 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Nice chunk of damage into his vehicle. And now we're going to back up before he has the opportunity to hit us. We're going to cut around here, but it doesn't matter. I mean, let's be real. This team is tragic. And, like, tragic is an understatement of how bad this team is. There's 1 shell and 5,000 damage. I mean, both games we lost for 5k. And, wow. Alright. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about me having bot teams against me anymore. I don't want to hear it, because that was trash. Either way, 5,000 damage, 3 zeros on the team, 2 of which are some of the best tier 10 heavies in the game. Alright, there's the Bat Chat. It's an incredible tank. It gets the job done. I mean, we saw the clip is nasty. The DPM's great. Just doesn't matter when you get a team like that. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.